So in the last couple of years, AI has pretty much taken over everything. Where do I think AI is going to be in the next 5 years, 10 years? Just judging on the utilization of AI, how it has integrated itself into every aspect of everybody's everyday life, how people are using AI without even thinking that they're using AI, makes me think that AI is going to play somewhat of a pivotal role in everything that's going on. What do I mean, what's going on? So where do you get your information from? Let's start there. People normally get their information from news sources. YouTube is a growing news source. The news, how we used to know it, turn on Channel 4, Channel 31, ABC, NBC, Fox. You're going to get a news story that's quite similar to a news story that's on a competing network. It'll probably be scripted about the same if it's a large event. I not too long ago saw collage of people from different networks, reporters from different networks, and they were all reporting on the exact same story, using the same wording, using the same pauses in their sentence, it just looks very, very, very similar to each other. Which makes me think that all of this information is coming from a source, and that the people that are in charge of those networks get their information from a certain source. As you take in information, you have to be very discriminate of what you're taking in, of what you're, of the meaning that you're putting behind it. So when you're listening to, let's say, some random guy's YouTube channel, let's say Philly Painting, let's say random guy from Colorado, as you're taking in my YouTube channel, who knows what I'm talking about? Who knows where I'm getting my information from? My information might be coming from the same source as everybody else's information, and that's why you have to discern who you're listening to. You might listen to the exact same person every single day, but they get their information from the exact same source as 90% of the rest of the people. Which means it wouldn't matter who you're watching, who you're listening to, as to the information that you're getting. It's going to be the exact same. You just like the delivery of person A over person B, or you like the cinematic creativity of person C over person A. That's cool, but you're getting the same information. There's nothing different. Maybe the presentation style, maybe the production quality is a little bit different, but you're getting the exact same information. How does this have to do anything with AI, you might ask? I'm gonna tell you how this has anything to do with AI. When people write scripts for YouTube channels, for vlogs, for blogs, for a lot of different things, they're getting assistance in writing these things, because I know it would be hard for me to turn out a YouTube channel that's on topic, that stays on topic, that hits all of the right points. For me to write that for an everyday vlog would be kind of difficult. I know some people just go off the cuff and they'll just talk about random things. They'll have news articles that they pull up and they'll just give you their interpretation of what the news article is. There's also a lot of people that read from teleprompters, and their information is generated by the exact same source that generates somebody else's video. These things are not they're not too far off from each other in terms of the content, the information that's being told. When one topic is talked about so much, it might just be because it's a popular topic and people will get clicks on it. So you want the clickbait titles, you click on the clickbait title, you get the same information, whether it's the actual information of the clickbait title or they got you to click on something and then they start talking about something completely different. That happens. So AI is guiding the information that we see in a way that's going to benefit, in my opinion, the creator of the AI or the implementer of the AI. It might not even be the creator. The creator might just be some genius sitting down in his basement that has no plans for being filthy rich. But the implementer of the AI is probably a corporation that has a bottom line to hit, that has shareholders and investors. And when traffic is driven in one direction or the other, their shareholders stand to benefit from those things. So why wouldn't the AI guide you in a direction that's going to benefit the shareholders of the person that is in control of the AI? What in the world does that have to do with the world that we know? So, let's say you own Doritos. Let's say, or not even Doritos. Let's say you own a chip company. You have a popular chip company, you have a popular chip, people like your chips. You start to diversify your company. You purchase a vitamin company. This vitamin company happens to sell something that calms upset stomachs. Your sales are good in both companies, but how can you draw customers to one business from your other business? How can you make people want two products from you instead of only wanting one product? They already like your one product. They like your chips. How are you going to convert chip sales into pharmaceutical sales or into health and wellness sales? Maybe you put something in the chips that makes people have an upset stomach. And you created the problem and you're also selling the solution. It's called vertical integration. Once you start a problem and you already have the solution, you have worded the solution in a way that people are like, oh man, my stomach's upset. I must have ate too many chips. Now your solution says, hey, do you have an upset stomach? Try this. And it's something along the lines of Pepto-Bismol. You're competing with Pepto-Bismol. How are you going to get more customers than Pepto-Bismol would? They have an upset stomach. They either say, oh, Pepto-Bismol because they have a larger market share. How are you going to drive customers from business A into business B? Why would you even want to do that? Because you have a good share of customers over here and you have a good share of customers in both businesses, but you want to boost the sales on one business by using the other business. I know it's a little bit hard, a little bit difficult to understand. I'm doing my best to get what's in my mind off of it. So say you have a car company. Your car company is very green. Your car company has been selling environmental tax credits to all of the larger car companies. Your car company is one of the most popular. You're selling cars hand over fist. You're doing very, very well. So what's the problem that you could create from that? You're getting shown in a great light publicly. Your cars are selling like hotcakes. Everybody has one of your cars. What would change that? What's the problem that you could create a solution for? Why don't you, instead of selling cars, purchase a social media company? So now not only are you selling cars, you can sell public opinion. You can be a vendor of public opinion. You're selling cars, you vend public opinion, you sell people public opinion. You promote people that love your car. Now all of a sudden your top selling car is even better. This is how some of these companies are functioning. These companies probably use some type of generative machine learning in their marketing department, in their sales department, in their manufacturing department to figure out what people actually like. Your device picks up the clicks, it picks up your eye movements, and they generate data on every single user on the platform. As it generates data, all of this data is fed into a machine. It's just stored in a server. No human is going to scour through all of the hours of data of your eye movements and how long you stay on an ad before scrolling up or swiping left or swiping right. They're looking at your attention span, and they're looking at how long or what catches your eyes. They put the same ad up, they change the color. They see that you stayed on the ad for 3 seconds longer. They put one website up and they put a second website up. When you go to the first website, you click off immediately. When you go to the second website, you stay for 10 minutes, you put something in your cart, and then you leave. They're seeing all of these things. As they're seeing all of these things, they're building something behind the scenes that is going to enhance their click-through rate, that's going to make you purchase what's in your cart. That's all they want to do. They want to grab your attention, and they want you to follow through on your sale, on your purchase of your brand new camera. They want you to own 20 different cameras that are all almost essentially the same. They want you to own all of them. They're going to keep releasing them. And this one's slightly different. This one has a little bit more features. This one has better low light performance. Are you going to buy it? It's almost the exact same thing as what you have in your hand. Are you going to purchase this new one? It's only $599. It's not $600. It's not $800. It's only $1,200. What they're doing is they're scouring all of the data. There's been more data produced in the last 5 years than in all of human history. Probably 90% more than in all of the rest of human history. Every single piece of data that you're generating is going into a server. That server is not being scoured through by people. It's being scoured through by machines, by AI. And this AI is finding out what you like and what you don't like. And they're creating the perfect product that you're going to use. And then they're creating a business that'll sell this product. And then they're finding a marketing department that'll put it in front of your face. So you are the product, and the AI is creating a business, a product, and a way to market it to you. Why would they do this? In my opinion, it's not a they anymore. It's why would it do it? AI is becoming its own entity. The more people use it, the more powerful it becomes. As everybody starts using AI, AI trains itself. AI is self-learning. How is this going to affect the future? Because public opinion is very fickle. You love a car manufacturer because he's green, because he produces very ugly cars that work well sometimes, that people like sometimes, that perform mostly. They create the public opinion and then they sell you the product. After they sell you the product, then they create a new problem. After they create a new problem, then they make a new solution. They'll sell you the problem, they'll sell you the solution. Nobody's running these games in the normal world. Not to this degree. They would sell you the chips and then they would sell you the Pepto-Bismol, but they're not creating the problem to make a solution for that creates another problem that then you have to buy another solution for. In my opinion, we're all being played. We're all getting played. Working every day, some people have found the way out of that. But if you have to pay rent, then you have to work. If you have to work, then you probably have a job. If you have a job, then you probably have things. If you have things, then you probably need to support those things or pay insurance on those things or power those things or put gasoline in those things or mow the lawn on those things. There's an infinite amount of things that you can do once you're stuck in the system, once you're caught up in the system. There's a lot of people that have found ways to get out of the system, that live off grid, that don't watch television, that don't look at advertising, and those people probably live a very simple life. For the rest of us, we're sold solutions. We buy the solutions to the problems that don't really exist. And then another problem pops up because that solution wasn't perfect. And then we buy the next solution for the problem that was created by a problem that never existed, by a solution that never existed. This cycle can go on and on forever. And what's perpetuating this cycle? Your attention, their ability to sell you things. It's never going to stop. The only way that they can keep on top of it is staying ahead of it, is creating the trend and then already having the solution to the trend. It's the more you think about it, the more I think about it, the deeper the hole goes, and it's a never-ending loop. It's only a matter of time before we're either the Jetsons or we are idiocracy. I don't feel like there's any way to be too much more in the middle like we are. AI is being integrated at a rate that's just insane. We're either going to be in a flying car with a robot doing our chores, talking to a person on the internet that we have no idea if they're a real person, or it's all going to burn down and we're going to be in Idiocracy. The movie, not... I just want to be clear. I'm talking about the movie Idiocracy, where everything is so simplified that I just don't know. I hope we aren't there. I hope Macho Camacho is not our president. I would love to have Rosie, the robot housekeeper, at my house. We are on the cusp of either falling into oblivion or being light years away in the future. Like I said, flying cars or couches with toilets in them. That's all I have for you today. I know I kind of rambled. I hope you get my point, but we are on the cusp of something. And I think AI is going to play a pretty pivotal role in whatever we're aiming for, whatever we're driving towards. And I hope that people have the ability to think for themselves and discern when they see videos on the internet if this is real. AI and generated graphics, generated videos are getting so realistic at this point that it is absolutely crazy. Stay safe out there. Be discerning in what you see, what you do. Try not to be a sheep. Pay attention to yourself. Don't pay attention to too much out there. See you in the next one.